Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Moviecast, episode 434. I'm one of the hosts, Jim Gast, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
Corey Feinsod.
Yo.
And Tony Korkanakis.
Hello.
What's up, guys? Welcome, listeners. Welcome, viewers, to 434 of the Moviecast. We have a topic tonight for remakes and remasters, which we would like to see like for franchises. So we're going to be discussing that, what our favorites would be to get remade, what would be the ones we would like to see remastered, and so forth. So we'll get into that in a little bit. Bear with Mike; he's got a cold. So if we get some sniffling, we apologize. We apologize. Let's get into what we've been up to. Kick it off with us here. I've not really been too much new, just more like Titans. I finished another episode of Titans, and I watched Young Justice. So not really anything for me. But I think Corey, you saw something I want to hear about. So
okay, yeah. I mean, I did watch Alita: Battle Angel, which I was super hyped for, and so I don't know if Tony saw it or not, but
fortunately did not get to see this.
I'm be going. I got my ticket already. Going Saturday. But.
Cool, but yeah, it was good. I really appreciated what they did with the character as far as the anime. It's been like a long time, so yeah. I don't remember as much of it as I would have thought, but I know there's some sequences that they kind of just pulled from future stories to this one to kind of like flesh it out and make it more exciting. But the action sequences were great. The eyes didn't bother me as much as a lot of other people have like complained about. Like there's been
I've seen a lot for that, but I'm like I kind of know
a lot of people that say like, oh, I can't even watch this because it's like the eyes.
I never had a big problem with it from the trailer. I'm like, I already knew what they were doing with it, so I'm like,
it's just weird because it's the fact that she's the only one. If everyone was like that, it wouldn't be a big deal. But because she's the only one that's like that, it kind of is weird.
Isn't it like, well, she's a robot.
Yeah, but there's a lot of robots.
Oh, the other robots aren't like that.
Excuse me. I mean, they kind of go. They don't explain it at all, but they do have some sequences that you're like, oh, I guess that's why she's like that. But it's really, there's no explanation and nobody finds it weird either.
Okay.
So that's what makes it weird. Yeah. But as far as action goes, it's great. The love story sequence things is kind of I don't think that really adds to the story that much at all. It didn't need to be there and it wasn't very strong. But it's in the movie, so it's whatever. But as far as like fun action film, it checks the boxes.
Or did you see it in 3D?
No, I did the Dolby.
Oh,
nice.
Really? Okay.
I want to do that. That's why I was like, I could have seen it yesterday, but I was like, the only showing at the time was the regular. I'm like, I really just want to see this in Dolby. So IMAX.
It's definitely it's good. It was I'd say it's good. Summer, even though it's not summer, popcorny action movie. So cool. I'd like to see it again. So other than that, I did watch The Umbrella Academy, which came out on Netflix.
Been hearing good things. Yeah,
no, I was excited for it. I think I told you. I thought it was like coming out sooner. I thought it was coming out at the beginning of the month, but it actually came out just over the weekend. But I binged through that like all the way through. Just it's so good.
That good. Wow.
Wait, what's it about again?
It's about basically on someday like 43 women just have the baby like all at the same time, and none of them were pregnant beforehand. And this like philanthropist. I can't even say the word.
Philanthropist. Yes.
He tries to like gather them because he sees them as the future, like these beings like that were going to save the world.
X-Men.
Yeah, essentially. And it's based off a comic book, which it deviates from very much, if I remember correctly. And he gets 7 of them. And 6 of them have powers, and the 7th one doesn't have powers. And it's like a story of them being a family, but then also having like these powers as kids, and they become really famous as like superheroes as kids. And then as they become adults, they kind of want to do their own thing and, fly the nest, so to speak. And so they kind of lose touch with each other and then have to come back together after not speaking to each other for 10 years because of their father dying or the adopted father dying. So they all come back together and have to stop the apocalypse essentially. And so it's them dealing with like their like childhood and being like exploited for their like special powers, at the same time dealing with, you know, not having seen each other and like their relationships with each other and things. So it's really neat as far as like it's not a straightforward like, oh, I'm a superhero and everything's awesome and I'm gonna save the world. It's more human and more I'd say just like it's more drama to it. And it's got the kid from the Misfits, who I love, that guy, Nathan or whatever from the Misfits.
Oh yeah, awesome. Yeah,
he's in it. And so he's like so hilarious also in this.
Yeah, he is.
And
he was good.
It's weird to not hear him do American accent. But
oh yeah, that would be weird. I've only ever heard him on this Misfits. So,
but yeah, it's really, I've really enjoyed it, and like I said, I binged through I think it's 10 episodes, and man, does it end where like, oh my god,
really?
Are you gonna end it right there?
I'll be checking this out tomorrow then, no question.
Yeah, Ellen Page is in it too. She's like top billed actress.
Really?
So
Ellen Page come back.
But yeah, like I said, what I'd also like is it is different from the comic book in that it does its own thing, and I think it's better for it actually.
Okay, cool.
It's on Netflix?
Yeah, Netflix. This is a Netflix original.
Oh, that's
nice.
weird.
Yeah, Netflix content, Tony. As we have had our conversations, and sounds to me like they're going to get me because my renewal's right now. It's coming up tomorrow, like 2 days from now.
Oh, really, Jim? That's so weird.
Yeah, I know what I'm walking into by starting this conversation, but I had to make the statement.
We got news about Netflix later on too. Which
I had to start the conversation like just to get it. Listen,
get ahead of it. Yeah,
I can admit when I make mistakes.
No, it's okay. I mean, hey, it's not a mistake. It's your decision. You know, just I was like, all right, man.
Do you enjoy this content? Is it worth this amount of money?
That's what I want to say. I mean, the thing is they may get me for another month, and I may cancel after that. But
I highly recommend. I thought that The Umbrella Academy is probably one of the best things I've seen on Netflix in a long time.
Okay,
like
cool.
that, and like I wouldn't put it up with Daredevil, but at the same time, it's like great, same like enjoyment factor.
Okay, cool. Tony.
Nothing. I attempted to get to Alita, but just did not
fail.
So
hopefully
this week. Yeah. Well, the thing is, I was back in Easton, and the theater there doesn't really have the greatest.
Oh man,
screens.
Were you back on Saturday? Were you back on Saturday? I should have texted you. I was over in Easton. We went to the Crayola factory. I could have just split out and well. Past time. I didn't even know you were up there. Oh well.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, I was like, you know what? I'll just go to the one back in my area because it's like nice seats, nice screen, etc. So I was like, I'll just see you back there.
Definitely.
I did just want to mention I did watch the Overwatch League as well.
I was gonna mention that in the
We'll wait some more.
Gamecast. Yeah. All right. Mike, how you doing over there? You're muted, but because you're sniffling a lot, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm all right. I didn't watch anything except the NBA All-Star Weekend.
You watched the NBA All-Star Weekend, okay? All right, that's good.
I watched the Slam Dunk contest.
Yeah.
Actually, during that there was an expensive looking Anthem commercial directed by Neil Blomkamp. So more sunk costs. That worries me about that game.
I have not canceled that game pre-order yet, so let me do that while we're on air.
Jim, don't you care about BioWare?
Support BioWare, Jim.
Here goes. Well, you know what held me off? Is the this is game stuff, but who cares? It's they threw in a steelbook, and I'm like, the steelbook's cool, but no, I still can't. Why would you pay for this game full price? Because
I mean, you could just buy the steelbook separately at Best Buy.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Where's
if you really cared? I mean, it's a nice looking steelbook. I will admit.
Sure, I'm sure. Yeah, it does. That's why I was like, oh, maybe I could like pick it up and then just return the game.
I did that with a different game.
Yeah, I might do that, but that's why I haven't canceled it yet. Ugh. All right. Anyways, all right. So that's all we've been up to. Let's get into the box office. Number one this week is Alita: Battle Angel. 27.9 million, beating out. Not a great opening weekend. Beat out Lego Movie 2, which I still want to see as well. But good hold for Lego Movie 2 for a bad opening. Not a bad opening, but a lower than expected opening. Alita had and not a lot of push behind it opening. I think that's what hurt this though.
It's a bad President's Day overall.
Yeah, it definitely was. I mean, isn't it romantic?
Worst President's Day weekend in 15 years.
Yeah. This is where they have so much untapped potential for openings to
right. Because I mean, we've talked about in the past few years, we've had like Deadpool 1 launched in February, Black Panther launched last February. Like, it's a good time. It just something needs a real big marketing push.
Yeah, I think that Alita had that potential if they had just. It looks too weird, I think, for normal people to watch, though. Like, just normal. Sorry. You know what I mean?
For the casuals.
Not anime fans like us and stuff, so I call them,
normal
the casuals. Yeah, the casuals. So I just feel like if it had more of a backing from... this is a James Cameron thing, right?
I think it was pretty well advertised. But
Robert Rodriguez, yeah.
I saw it everywhere, but...
Sure, but yeah, I don't know. It was a low opening weekend, so we'll see how it does next week. It's up against How to Train Your Dragon, big kids movie. The third one in that series.
It's supposed to be really good too.
Yeah. And then is it the week after that already Marvel? No. That's the week. That's 2 weeks from now. Captain Marvel. Yeah. So it's got a little time.
Jesus.
Marvel. Captain Marvel's the 9th. Or not the 9th.
Three Fridays.
The 7th.
Now.
The 7th. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Or the 8th, but it's opening on the 7th for Thursdays.
I'll be seeing it Thursday.
I thought it was 6.
I'll be seeing on the 9th. So 7 o'clock. Mike, you're going, right?
No.
You're not going? I thought you were.
No.
Okay.
I decided last year with like Ant-Man that I wouldn't see the Marvel movies that I didn't care about the character anymore. So.
Okay. Captain Marvel. All right. I'm going to see it, so I'll let you know how good it is. Okay. All right. So yeah, that's it for your box office. Let's get into the news. Got a couple things here. Transformers. Let's kick it off with that. The Transformers post. So they're doing more crossovers. Is this what this is? Like tie-ins, or what is this post for? Is this
which one? I posted 2 things.
I saw the post for the Ghostbusters vehicle.
Yeah.
What's this one for? The brand info from New York Toy Fair.
So that I linked the wrong thing, but basically this past weekend was the New York Toy Fair convention.
Yes,
where they show off a lot of stuff, and obviously Hasbro's there because they're one of the biggest toy manufacturers in the world. So obviously they had a huge Transformer section, and during it they confirmed to press that Bumblebee is being the launch pad for a rebooted Transformers movie universe.
I basically duplicated your post twice in our news.
I was like, but like I saw the shortcut to mine, and it didn't say it, so I was like, well, that's better, that's fine.
Yeah,
but yeah, basically that. And then the other thing, the other thing I posted was just like they did a collaboration between Transformers and Ghostbusters, where the Ecto-1 is
it's a Transformer
vehicle and turns into a Transformer. And they've done this before. They've done like Star Wars, because obviously Hasbro had the Star Wars license. They did a couple of those, like maybe like a decade ago or something like that. So I don't know, it could be cool. I mean, I know we were talking about like, Super Bowl commercials and like how Walmart had that one with all like the famous like vehicles from yesteryear and stuff like that. So like Knight Rider would be a cool like collaboration, I think, or something like that. Just I personally want like a Back to the Future DeLorean Transformer. That would be bomb ass.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be cool.
I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen a lot of those already.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, all right, like,
yeah. I don't know. I think them rebooting though Bumblebee with the Transformers universe with Bumblebee is a good idea because it gets into the. I mean, this is what I want to see. I want to see the Gen 1 Transformers, and this is what we get with Bumblebee essentially. So, I am perfectly fine with this being the starting point. I think it's a great idea. Even if I haven't seen Bumblebee yet, I know that this is the universe that I want.
I just know it.
So yeah.
No, I absolutely agree. And it was like kind of a shame because when I saw Bumblebee, I was like I said, I was pleasantly surprised. And I was like, man, it's going to suck so bad if this is like, that's it. It's just like, that's the end of the universe for now until like, they like, well, we need to reach back into the bucket here and redo Transformers after like 5-year hiatus or something like that. So
no, this is a good idea. So all right,
it's interesting. We'll talk about reboots more, but it's interesting how some reboots are like needed and others are dreaded. It's like
it's interesting. Let's talk about the Netflix news, which is the expected news of, I guess, not the week, but soon news. I'm actually shocked they canceled Jessica Jones already, but The Punisher has now been canceled.
Why wouldn't you just say it's over? All right, it's like why string people along?
You're not going to get like the viewership.
String people along.
Yeah, your viewership drops immediately.
But the thing is, like, I'm sure they factored it in, and we had that data from that one source that like there's a huge drop off for everything. So at this point, they're just like they've already spent the money. It's like they don't really care. It's not like
you can say like we're gonna finish this as its final season. Like this is the final season.
Yeah, but they filmed it, I think, before they knew that.
Well, yeah, obviously they spent the money on it.
Okay, so Mike, I linked this second article with comments from is it Jeff Loeb?
Jeff Loeb, yeah.
Yeah, Jeff Loeb. These are the word. This is quoting Mike, just so you have this for your record and our fans that are listening right now. On behalf of everyone at Marvel Television, we couldn't be more proud or more grateful to our audience. Our network partner may have decided they no longer want to continue telling the tales of these great characters, but you know Marvel better than that.
Okay.
So this was a Netflix call, mostly. Clearly.
Yeah, because the guy from Marvel said so. Okay.
I mean, look, we can point fingers all day, but I mean, I think it's in both parties. And so the thing is, like, I imagine Netflix was like, we're not making the money that we used, or whatever metric they consider successful, because obviously there's been a drop off for everything. And I'm sure that Marvel license isn't cheap anymore. Like,
sure,
for a certain arrangement, and then they're like, I mean, those shows are very expensive to produce.
Sure.
Not to mention, I think I read something where for the past couple of years they've been getting New York tax breaks for filming.
They have been
in there,
yes.
and that may be over now. So it's just like, well, all these shows got even more expensive. So it's like, you just can't keep producing content.
They're high budget,
I mean, they don't want to promote stuff that they don't fully own. Like, we talk about this all the time in both the movie cast and the game cast. Like, why would you promote something that you don't fully own? This is the whole Marvel fiasco again with the X-Men and Fantastic Four and Spider-Man. Like, you just don't own it. So, like,
but
why would you promote it?
Because you want to get more viewership, but I think Netflix sees they're strong enough brand on their own, so they don't need this.
Yeah,
that's really, but that would be why you want to promote that. And that's why they signed this deal to begin with, is to get more viewership.
Right, exactly. But I mean, if you have to look, I mean, how long ago was Daredevil season 1? It was like, what, 4 years ago now? 5?
Over, 5, 6.
I mean,
that 2012, 2013,
something like that. I mean, Netflix was completely different back then. So it's a show I'm sure they learned from. They, in all aspects, and it's just like, when this is like, well, we can make our own shows now, just kind of like, what is Umbrella Academy or whatever like that? Just
I mean, that's
more ventures
too. But
but I mean,
is
it like a? It's not like a right. Who publishes it even? Like Dark Horse maybe? Or?
Probably Dark Horse. I'm sorry to Dark Horse.
It was only 2015 the first season.
Oh, I don't know. It felt like 2013 to me. So
like,
was it 2015 really? It's been 4 years. Yeah. So,
I mean, the news that it was coming was a long time ago. So,
I just would like to see a refute from Netflix saying we didn't decide to cancel the show. There's nobody saying we didn't decide this. Somebody is saying
why
they
you guys
did.
care about that so much.
I just want to point out
that's what I understand.
I mean, it's not. I don't. I mean, we all know that if
because Mike was blaming Disney's streaming service
it's
for
the
this.
Same reason. It may not be that Disney directly said you need to cancel this because we're gonna have our streaming thing. It's just like, there's nothing that we're going to do when our contract ends because we're going to compete with you directly. So they're not going to put anything. They're not going to promote it on.
But I'm telling you that was not the intention here. They were planning on continuing the series, according to Jeff Loeb.
Well, why would you take that for face value here?
Because nobody's refuting the other side of the claim, is what I'm trying to tell you, Mike. That's why. This is why I put it on this podcast. I for one. But I put it on this podcast because you have stated numerous times that you blame Marvel and Disney for this.
Without that streaming service, they would have at least filled out the next 2 years of their contract.
They did fill out their contract. This is the end of their contracts, all of them. They just didn't renew any of them.
Then that's why the 2 years they can't be seen on any other television. Those characters for a while.
No, the contract for these shows was up, and that's why they didn't renew the contracts. They didn't cancel them. They just didn't renew the contracts.
Again, I just don't see
why
it matters. Like,
I'm just saying that Mike, because
I get where you're coming from.
But I mean, again, it's because they want to have their control in this now, and
I for one
wasn't part of their thing.
I for one welcome our Disney overlords. So
I know, and this is what we get. We lost all these good shows because of that.
I'm trying to tell you, we didn't lose because of this. We lost because Netflix didn't want it. No,
it's not because they didn't want it. It's because they knew there was no future in it because Disney was going to have it.
This is why I brought it up. This is why, because we didn't lose it because of this. We lost it because Netflix doesn't need it.
We wouldn't have gotten this stuff if it wasn't for Netflix. There's no way that Marvel would have ever done this at all. Period.
That's fine. That's not what I'm talking about, though.
No, I know that's not what you're talking about. That's why I brought it up, because I'm like, they would have not. It's fine. Like, they would have not renewed this to begin with, because it was.
That's not. Maybe. There's absolutely no way. The way you see how those shows are constructed, everyone who worked on it thought it was going further and further. The only reason why they decided to cut it off so soon is because they knew that they were not going to get support going forward in the future. That's it.
No, because they have I understand your point of their own streaming service coming out. That may have been intimidating to Netflix, but it's not. Netflix sees more video games as media, as in competition, than other streaming services.
Again, you're believing everything like the PR people say to you here, like that's the real reason for anything.
I am fine with believing other things if we hear other sides of the story. What am I supposed to say if I hear one side of the story? Just don't believe people? That's it?
Jim, you're supposed to put your tinfoil hat on. Right?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Everyone working on all these canceled shows were totally shocked, even after they were done, they were getting canceled. All the story threads were going on further, and then look, they all get canceled while getting gains in popularity and ratings.
You're right. Disney's streaming service came out of nowhere last year to Netflix.
Yeah, more or less.
What? We found out about it last year. Yeah. If we found out about it last year, Netflix knew about it years ago.
Yeah, so that's not the point, though. The point is they went as far as they could, and when they knew they would get support. And then they're like, oh, wait, we're not going to get support.
What do you mean by support? I don't understand that. The way that we have read all the information is that as long as Netflix wanted to renew any of these shows with the characters, they could have indefinitely, and they opted not to.
That's what I'm saying.
Because, fine, you want to believe that they would compete with themselves.
There's a tinfoil hat. Let me get my
a tinfoil hat that Disney won't, that Netflix wants to go compete against itself and Disney. That's a tinfoil hat. Did you see what happened in the comic books in Marvel to the characters that weren't owned by Disney? What happened to them? It's the same thing.
So you're saying they would have killed Daredevil in the comics?
Probably.
They may have, but it wouldn't have hurt Netflix's series. Did it hurt Fox running more X-Men movies out? No.
A little bit.
No, they made a shitty product.
We can't say that. That's not true with Netflix either. I mean, they've made some shitty product too.
No, I'm saying that Fox made a shitty product the last X-Men movie.
Netflix has made some pretty shitty products with their television shows.
Yes, absolutely. Sure. I'm just saying that, it's not like not like attacking because X-Men were killed in the comic books. They did shitty in the movies. That's what I'm saying.
Again, I think we've discussed this enough.
All right. Corey's bored with us. Let's move on. All right. What else? The last bit of news we have. Where's the last bit of news? The last thing I have is Captain Marvel getting trolled on Rotten Tomatoes already from audience viewers saying that it's
not audience viewers. No one's watched it yet.
Yes, audience viewers. Let me just because they're giving a critic score, an audience score.
It's just I don't even know where we're giving the attention because it happens I'm pretty sure it happened to Wonder Woman, and I'm pretty sure it happened to Star Wars when Rey was.
I think we talked about with Wonder Woman actually.
Yeah, it just happens. Anytime it's there's either
a
female lead or a person of color, it's you got to have these, man babies that want to sabotage it because
can't handle it. It's destroying the face of Marvel.
It's when it's a white male character, they're like, oh, I can see myself in them, and it's like, why are all you other people getting upset that you don't have representation? Then when it's the tables turns, where's the white male character? I don't know, man. I don't know. Watch the other 99% movies that ever been created. I don't know. Just pick one. Guarantee it probably has a white male character.
All right. Let's get into our topic of the night, which would be reboots and remakes and whatever you want to call them, remasters of movies. Again, we're going to talk about movies that we would like to see have that treatment or, remade or remastered.
So I'll kick it off. I want to kick it off because I did some thinking about this. So with this Transformers stuff, I actually think they really need to reboot G.I. Joe and do it well. Have that connected universe. Because, again, and I'm pretty sure I said it on this podcast, like, G.I. Joe, the angle they took with it was just terrible the first time around.
Mm-hmm.
They had someone to write casting, I think, because, like, wasn't The Rock in the second one or whatever?
Mm-hmm. Ray Park with Snake Eyes. I mean, that's
like, you can get those guys. You can get those guys back. But, like, it needs to be different. It needs to be just done differently. And especially with, like, Transformers, I think you could get an interesting crossover where it's like, you know, Fast and the Furious, just with, like, the cars are giant robots, you know? Just like, it just seems like a win-win situation. You have, like, the spectacle with the explosions and the special effects and all that stuff. It just seems like an easy win. Like, it's like, here you go. That's all you have to do.
Yeah. I mean, it's already done. I've already done that in the comics. With
exactly. There's so many. Yeah, exactly. There's so many different versions of that to pull from, and like the fact that they're not is just mind blowing.
I agree. You're right. Crazy. I think that there is such an opportunity with the property, and I don't know what they're doing with it, but
hopefully, clearer and calmer minds will prevail.
Yeah,
smarter minds. I have one that I would love to see. Just with the way technology is going, and with video games in general, I would love to see like a reboot or remake of The Last Starfighter.
Are you kidding me, Corey? That was mine. That was my next one.
Oh,
that was mine.
Well, there you go.
Because I love that movie.
Yeah, absolutely. The Last Starfighter is awesome.
Wow, yeah, that's fantastic. Like I was going to cut you off and say Last Starfighter, and you said it anyway. So
would that be, instead of Last Starfighter, it'd be Last Man Standing? It'd be like Fortnite.
I mean, the thing is that who hasn't, Mike? You probably haven't seen that movie yet, right?
No.
Okay, but Tony, you've seen Last Starfighter, right? Yeah. Okay, so I mean, the premise of it is such a great idea. It's video game based. You think of what they can do now with technology and special effects.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, the basis is that this kid is like amazing at this, the Starfighter type game.
The Starfighter video game.
And he gets like some ridiculous high score, and he gets greeted by, we'll just say aliens, because I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And it's like,
they're not from this earth.
Yeah, they're not from this earth. They look human, but you know, they're and it's like, you have achieved the impossible. Like, you have performed feats that nobody in history has ever made. He's like, what are you talking about? And they're like, you know, this training simulation. He's like, training simulation, this is a video game. And they're like, that's what you think. And it's like, you know, and then it winds up being like this epic ace, a hot shot, you know, pilot and stuff like that. So
it was how they recruit other pilots across the galaxy is with this video game, essentially. It's such a cool concept. And I mean, just the only thing they have to leave in that at the end is with the guy, what do we do? And he flips the eye thing down, we die. And then it has to stay in it.
When is this movie from?
1984.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's this is one of my favorite movies. I know so much about this movie. And it's so perfect.
And again, like it's primed. It's primed. Like with technology and today and the kids and stuff. It's like,
I mean, think about
relate to it so much.
Another generation of dreaming kids about, if I play video games enough, I could be recruited as a starfighter.
Yeah.
So, but Mike, do you have one?
I have a 1.5 that I can think. I'm ready for another Ninja Turtles reboot.
I knew you were going to say that. I
Agreed on this, Mike.
And I honestly, the way I would like them to sort of derive from the previous Nickelodeon cartoon, I think that was the best way to appeal to.
Not the Raphael-led one, but the other one before that.
No, the one before that. Which honestly, like, the visual style isn't great, that animated style, but I'd like a live action ish, or you know, it's never going to be real live action again because people don't want to do that anymore. But a live action ish version that sort of draws from that version of the Turtles and tries to like, because what's up?
Oh, sorry, I was just gonna. Sorry, I didn't want to. But like, how would you feel about like it's real, but like the turtles themselves are like CGI?
Like,
that's kind of what we got with the base stuff, which was. Okay. At first, I was disappointed.
But see, I think
I knew they're not going to do like.
It's because they gave them lips. It's because they gave them
I know.
Lips. It's not because they were CG.
I know, but the reason why, they were CG and they gave them lips because they wanted the voice sync correctly. So we'll see what they would do, but yeah, I would like them to draw from that one because I think that was a good compromise between being like sort of respectful to the old fans while like making it new for new kids.
So speaking of turtles, actually, real quick, two things. I don't think we talked about this last week or this week. I know I linked it though. There's a Batman Ninja Turtles crossover animated movie coming out. So I think I.
Oh yeah, you did like that. Yes,
I did see that. Yeah, I've been reading part 2 of that Batman.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you had mentioned that. And then 2, I was at GameStop this past weekend, and they got. I think I remember linking it around E3 or something like that, or San Diego Comic-Con. They have those original movie Turtles action figures in the stores now, so you should check them out. They're super cool. Like they're super good looking, and like I think $22 retail. Like I was like, damn, I might pick up like this set just like to have them. Like I don't even care if there's that much, but like they look good.
Yeah, my brother has the that's from the same company that does the bigger versions.
Yeah, the bigger versions.
Yeah, he's got them. They are amazing.
Yeah.
So
weren't you like at the Christmas party, right? The ugly sweater.
Yes. Yeah, that was it. He had them there. Yeah. So but yeah, that was I would love to get those. I should go get those. All right. Another movie. Tony, you have another one for us?
Yeah, it might be a little sacrilegious, but I want to see it done. And I think with advent of some of the more recent popular things, I would like to see a reboot of the Goonies.
Whoa, I was like, I wasn't gonna put that one on because I was like, you can't redo the Goonies. Do it. But at the same time, I'd like to see like a new version, like with some for the kids. Like I want some movies for my kids.
Exactly. I mean, I would like a modern retake or reboot of it, but like I would take even like a sequel or a pseudo sequel, something like that. Just like where it's like as long as it's got that same feel, like, and if it's bad, it's like whatever. I still have the original movie, and that's great. And if the second one's great, then awesome, we got 2 of them.
Yeah. I think I can one up you on this.
Okay.
Yeah. So
sacrilege.
Yeah, I wouldn't even mind seeing a remake of The Princess Bride.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's another one. It's hard to touch.
Yeah, I think that it would be. They have, with technology nowadays, rather than remaster the thing, because I have a remaster on my list too. I did do one remaster, but The Princess Bride would be something that they could again bring back out to the theaters and cash in on the money because it's a huge story. And I think you can do it. I think you can do it right. Obviously, you can't have Fred Savage anymore, or maybe he can make a cameo. But
he looks more or less the same.
He does.
Yeah.
I would like to see him play the grandpa now, though. Actually,
too niche.
He doesn't look.
The thing is,
okay, you could change it to dad.
You can make him like look older, but have you seen him on that child support show now?
No, I haven't. So I don't know what he looks like.
He looks younger than us.
Yeah.
What?
Still.
Really?
Fred Savage looks younger than us still.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Corey, you have another one?
I was gonna just have one that I would not want to see ever touched again, and those were in there too. But I was gonna say like you cannot do anything with Labyrinth. Like that has to stay.
I think so.
David.
Yeah. David Bowie. Yeah. I mean, the thing
from universe, I think, but at the same time, like he can't.
You could make the same argument for me with Andre the Giant and The Princess Bride. That was the thing I couldn't get around in my head. Like
show.
Yeah, but
he's got the bad news too.
That's what I'm not worried about with Turtles because it's already been rebooted to death, and there's no actors tied to those characters really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to think of. Yeah.
Here's one I want to see done,
Go ahead.
And maybe it's sacrilege. I don't think so, but I want to see them redo again with the advent of technology since this movie came out and just all the special effects, all the CGI, all that stuff. How much has progressed since the movie came out. But I would love to see Matrix rebooted and then fleshed out differently. Because, again, I hated both the sequels. And the thing is, the universe is perfect for even like having that like reboot built into it. Like it has that whole like this is a cycle and stuff like that. So you could easily just, work that in there and stuff like that. So I just think like seeing like all that martial arts, like the gun fu and all that stuff, like the sci-fi, aspect of it, you could totally redo that and make it so much.
You guys see that Will Smith thing I posted?
Yeah. It's so weird trying to picture Will Smith as neat. Like it's just so weird. So
like we're gonna have you jump and then you're gonna stop jumping and then we have cameras just 360 around you. Technology's not around yet, but we're gonna invent it.
All right. Mike, do you have another one?
Not really. It's more like a comic book, but not. So we talked about Buffy reboots a few times, right?
Sure. You want to see a Buffy reboot now? Okay.
No. The Buffy, well, sort of. The Buffy comic verse is ending now, and they're going to reboot it, but they're going to start from the beginning. Good. And I think they should start from the end of the TV shows instead and go from there. They should just reboot the comic stuff they added and not necessarily touch the TV shows, which should be canon.
But why would you not just reboot the universe and start all new stories?
Because
a whole new generation of fans.
Interesting. Because
then it wouldn't be for Mike. Then it wouldn't be for Mike, Jim.
No, it's not for the fans. I mean, look, the characters all look the same.
No offense to you, but you are a fan. They want to attract new fans. There's no offense to you whatsoever. They just want to attract new fans. Why can't they bring more in?
But then why would it be the same thing?
But you can reboot it and tell a new story, fresh story with newer character versions that aren't from the 1990 show or whatever the hell that show came out.
You could just tell the story after the TV shows again.
I think it's difficult because it's hard, and I may be jumping here because again, I don't read the comics. I barely watch the show, but like I would have to imagine it's really hard to write new stories with the advent, like for example, like technology these days. I mean, and how it's like just a thing with tropes on like YouTube videos and whatnot, where they're like, if this actually happened today, like a movie was rebooted or whatever, like, and you just like people had cell phones, like none of this shit would ever happen because you can just communicate directly, information, et cetera, et cetera. It's just like, we're talking like what, the 90s, right? For Buffy?
Yeah,
barely.
Yeah, it was 98.
I mean, it's before the internet, right? It was before.
No, they added the internet in it.
Like
later,
like early internet, right? Like there GeoCities and shit.
There was an internet monster in one of the episodes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So
there's no iPhones, stuff like that. It's just they need to tell the stories that the new population coming
That's
in.
What I'm saying.
People they need to be able to relate to. So it's like, why doesn't Buffy just use her iPhone? It's like, well, Buffy doesn't have a fucking iPhone because they're stuck in 2001 or whatever it is.
That's Mike's point of ending it when it ended. You can make the stories, but you're still dealing with the characters from a different time. You
could even do a flash forward.
You got to deal with Mike. You got to deal with characters that relate to kids nowadays.
Yeah,
you don't have to necessarily. I mean, Stranger Things takes place in the 80s.
That's what they want.
That's saying like,
Stranger Things isn't popular, right?
No, I'm just saying that's what they want.
Well,
that's your own call. But all right, I'm going to say
whatever. I'm moving on. I have one that I don't know if you guys agree or not, but
I'm bringing it up on my phone before you say things so that I can prove in case you say that.
I doubt it. This one's the Fifth Element. I'd like to see that universe come back.
Interesting.
Not necessarily the movie back. I would like to see that universe. Like,
you mean like something in that universe sequel, like not a sequel, but something like
Sixth Element.
Well, they have a big sci-fi universe that they built for that little movie.
That one movie.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see more of that universe.
I like
prime for that.
I like that.
It's funny you mentioned Fifth Element real quick because I saw this meme on Reddit where the blue singer. Alien.
Oh,
I saw Photoshop to be Will Smith as the genie. I was like, oh my God.
I saw that one.
Yeah, my next one has been rumored to be actually in remake for a while, but never going forward. And I think Gremlins is a good option for a remake at this point. Reboot.
So.
Yeah. A new Gremlins.
I think never a big fan of Gremlins.
No, but I think
I like it because of Gizmo.
Yeah, but I think that aspect of things, plus the Gremlins themselves nowadays, you can make it really.
If they redo that, they need to redo Short Circuit though.
Yeah, there you go. That'll work. Johnny Five.
Nice.
Johnny Five.
But yeah, I don't know. I just thought about Gremlins. And then my remaster. I'll go again real quick. My remaster. I'm thinking that I thought about what would be. I thought about this one for a while. So I really want to get this one. I thought about what would be the most not piss people off, but could use the technology to remaster it. I'm going to go with Willow.
Ooh, yeah, that's good.
Just
yeah, especially just all the stuff they learned from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about a remaster. I'm not talking about a reboot. I'm just saying remaster.
Oh, a remaster
movie. That's what I'm saying. It took me a while. Do a special edition like Star Wars on Star Wars Afire special edition. I think that movie would work great with it and not piss people off, because I think it could, like, you can swap the big 200, 300 monster out and make something nice looking in there, and I think you could do it. I don't know. I think that's something that would play nicely and not piss a lot of people off. So I thought that was.
See that.
I thought about it for a while. I was because I thought, like, immediately, like, there's a lot of people would, like, you get pissed off if you say Indiana Jones or Back to the Future, or they're not touchable, obviously. Mm-hmm. So it's like, what movie could you realistically say? And I thought Willow. So, but who's got another one? Anyone else?
Well, I mean, it's kind of more recent, but. Mm-hmm. I'd like to see the Harry Potter series done again.
Yeah, we talked about it.
I would like to see that as a TV show.
No, thank you. That's exactly. I was talking to Tom. You guys met him. Corey, you met him at PAX.
Yeah.
But I lied. One thing I've been up to, I finished all the Harry Potter audiobooks.
Oh, good.
Finally caught up. But the thing is, I'm such a fan now because the books are just so much more in depth and detailed. I'm like, man, like. I'm kind of ashamed of myself that I didn't read these books when they were coming out, but the movies do.
I read them during my friend's wedding. During the
movies did them such an injustice. I feel like I want to see it done again, but it's not a good movie format. It's not. And I would love to see it either like a Hulu or HBO, a Netflix or whatever. Just
every year is a season. It's like perfect.
It's perfect. Yes, thank you.
Yes, it would work out great. I've thought about that for years. Actually, Tim's had that idea too. I give Tim some credit too. He's the one who recommended HBO, but Netflix could do it. Yeah. Hulu could do it. Amazon Prime could do it.
Yeah. Well, Warner Brothers owns the rights, right? Unless
but they still have Harry Potter movies coming out.
It's in Universal Orlando. I mean, it's all over the place. So.
But I would love to see that.
That would be awesome
as a series.
Anything else, guys? I think we're good. Let us know what you guys think.
Just James Bond before they bring back Daniel Craig again. Do their reboot now.
See, now I agree with Mike on this one. I'm done with Daniel Craig, and I'm ready for a reboot.
I'm just done with James Bond. So
yeah. So I think that the whole podcast.
I got Ethan Hunt. He's good enough for me.
All right, that's going to wrap up this episode. Let us know what you think should get rebooted or remastered. Write us podcast at allyoucangeek.net. Follow us on Twitter, also at allyoucangeek. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe to this channel on YouTube if you're watching it. Hit that subscribe button and let us know in the comments. Thanks for tuning in. See you guys next week, also on the Gamecast.